Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today, if history repeats, this is what happens next. What, you might ask? You're going to have to wait and find out. We're going to look at SPY. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at some other charts. I'm going to give you a stock play here. Could be the comeback kid story, stock pick. Stay tuned for that. I will share that. Also, before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people. Appreciate those who flood the comment section before those pesky spam bots do. That does help support the channel. Thank you. And if you're new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, and you won't miss any of the daily updates. All right. Well, let's jump over to the main theme of the day, which is, of course, if history repeats, this is what happens next. And first and foremost, Bitcoin has never made a new all-time high after closing below the 50-week moving average without touching the 200-week moving average first. Never. And of course, we have closed below the 15-week moving average. And so therefore, we're going to look and see what, if history does repeat, and it has been repeating, by the way, what is going to happen next. So let's just show you something here. First and foremost, we have the 100-week moving average right here. Sorry, the 100 EMA on the weekly here, and then we have the 200-week moving average. There's the 50-week moving average there. Okay, so first of all, the tribal trades indicator would have gotten you out at or near the top, okay, and would have saved some of you a lot of pain if you have the tribal trades indicator and if you followed it. So usually what happens next from here is two consecutive candle closes below the 50-week moving average compares a bear market. Remember, we're going based off if history is repeating. This is what happens next. The second thing that happens is the 100 EMA on the weekly holds as support, and there is a dead cat bounce to the 200-day moving average at $110,000 currently. Now, of course, while price is below this moving average will come down slightly and will likely be a bit lower if this plays out. And let me show you exactly how this happened in the last time it all fell to pieces. So there you go. Again, the tribal trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all, gave a beautiful bearish reversal at or near the top. We came down. We had two consecutive candle closes below there. 1, 2. This is the second one here. We come down to the 100 EMA on the weekly. Double tap. There we go. Double. And then up to the 200-day moving average before it gave another beautiful tribal trades indicator to get out all the way down into around that $18,000 to $15,000 area here, bear market. So that is, if history repeats, those are the next steps. So how can we play this? Well, first and foremost, if this does hold and we get this double tap here along up to at least around 100K, 102K, 105, and 110, around that area where you see the bunch of those key moving averages or EMAs there. If history repeats, that's that dead cat bounce. Now, a rejection here, of course, would then open up a short trade down to the 200-week moving average. Remember, historically, once we've seen a close below there, Bitcoin comes and touches here before going on, and this would be bear market capitulation. So it will go something like this: hold here, bounce to the 200, and then capitulate down to the 200 week, the 200 day. Okay. Now, of course, if history doesn't repeat and we lose this level here, there can be a beautiful short down to lower levels there and we'll cross that bridge if we get to it. But that's just something that I'm wanting to show you so you can be prepared there. And of course, we don't want some kind of fake out down here where people start to go short and then it pops back up. We may get a green dot reversal here. I am keeping an eye on this. The 3-day on the daily time frame, I believe we've already had one, but it's being rejected at the 9 EMA. So you can see every time we have this bullish reversal, it's only lasting 4 or 5 days and it's getting rejected. We'd want to see that push through. Now, I shared yesterday the Bitcoin, the cheat code for the tribal trades indicator. And of course, as you can see, had you just got in at or around close to when this indicator went off, there were exceptional gains to the upside. And if you got out at or close to the top when this went off, you would have saved from significant moves to the downside. Tens of thousands of dollars here, tens of thousands of dollars here. Same here. If you got in or around this level here, huge move to the upside. What we're looking for here, we've got the green dot on the daily. I like to potentially sometimes a 3-day time frame can be a good place to get in because that front runs the weekly time frame there. Keeping an eye on that, I'll keep you updated with that trade. And why that's important is, of course, with the micro strategy play, just be very careful. I did give this trade from a loss of 199. So those who took the trade, it is currently making a little bit of a flagging pattern here, bear flag, but so is Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin was to pop, this potentially would push up as well. And there could be a bit of a bounce before further capitulation to the downside. So I still am expecting a more of a short, but sometimes there might be a bit of a dead cat bounce. You look at this epic drop that it's had without any kind of relief. I do expect some kind of relief rally for MicroStrategy and for Bitcoin there. So just keep an eye on that. Remember also, if you're trading the MSTZ, which is a 2x leverage short ETF, so if MicroStrategy goes down 10%, this goes up by 20%. I gave this trade at $8 and 20 odd cents here. That's almost doubled since I gave that trade. Again, be very careful. If Bitcoin does pop, I do expect this to come down, and this could be a good place to exit this trade and can re-enter it there. Now, of course, there is some additional FUD with MicroStrategy, the potential delisting from certain indices, including the NASDAQ 100 and other indices, which possibly 10 billion in outflows in MicroStrategy stock. I do think that could tank. So just keep that in mind as well. That's coming up on January the 15th, but it could be potentially that we do pump into for the next little bit, and then possibly if it does get delisted, potentially a capitulation. And if it doesn't get delisted, that could be quite positive. But the signs are there at the moment that analysts are saying that they feel that is a strong possibility that MicroStrategy does go down and lose listings on some key indices there. Okay. All right. So let's look at the SPY here. So that's the Bitcoin trade. The SPY absolutely crushing. Look, there you go. The tribal trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all. And I did tell you that 663 was the line in the sand. We had to get back up there to invalidate this head and shoulders and this bearish M formation. It's done exactly that. We just need to close the week above 663. So if we can close above week above 663, the crisis is averted for the time being on this trade. And of course, it is continuing to push up there for the SPY. Absolutely incredible. And I did give the SPY trade in the Tribal Trades Discord. I gave it first of all at 663. I gave it a second day at 669. Hit the target of 674. Absolutely incredible there. There you can go. You can see that I originally gave this trade here at 663. There it is right there up the top. There, or here it is there. As you can see, yeah, 663. Sorry, that was the short trade that I gave. The long trade that I gave was 663 with a target up to 678. And then I gave that trade again the next day. Absolutely incredible there. And that's gone up again there. You can see that trade to 674. So where are we with that? we're above 674 and we're on our way to 678, which is where that trade target that I gave originally. So that you can see how accurate the levels that I'm giving in the Tribal Trades Discord. If we actually go to SPXL, this was the 3x leverage. So if the SPY goes up 1%, you make 3%. I gave this trade here beautifully at around this level there. Let's have a look at what that level was. There, 208.57 there. And so you can see that's up incredibly there to 216, a huge $8 move there in the Tribal Trades Discord there for SPXL. And the Tesla trade that I gave at 1764, it didn't pop off right away there, but if we go to that trade, that now is moving, and those who took the trade and were patient, that's already up to $18 in the pre-market there. You can see absolutely fantastic. That's moving beautifully to the upside. That's the TSSL trade. And I do want to give you one stock pick today. It's Meta. This one has been really beating down, and we're starting to see a bit of a turnaround here for Meta. And I'm going to show you the Meta levels, and I'll show you the 2x leverage long FBL there. And as you can see, it's already up in pre-market 31.43. Now, the entry that I have for this one is at 31.32. So it is holding that level at the moment. And we have this $34 level as a target. Now, remember with targets, these are resistance. They don't always make it. You know, maybe it gets stopped out here at 32.32, and or we see it gets stopped out or maybe it just keeps going through 34 all the way to 37. For me, it's about seeing profit and taking profit. And I like, once I'm in profit on a trade, to move my stop loss up to at least break even there. So it's a free swing. I can't lose on the trade. I'm up on the trade. And then we look to see profit and take profit. And really, even if it moves, if you buy 100 shares of this, if it moves $1, you make $100 there. You do that a few times a day, and your bank account and your stock portfolio is starting to grow quite nicely there. Let's look at the Meta trade here. So the same thing for the Meta trade. If we go here, the level here was 631, or about 631, 632, just there. And you can see we're above that at the moment. So that entry's already triggered there. And again, the move to the upside would be up to the 664, 674, this area here between, let's actually move this down correctly there. Yeah, 664 to 674 would be my additional targets there. But I do feel it can fill this gap all the way up here. At the moment, that gap comes all the way up to about almost $700 there. And so we are looking, we don't have that green dot yet, but you can front run it. Again, you go to the 3-day and you get the green dot, and that can be your green light to go, because generally when it goes green dot on the 3-day, you can get in on the weekly time frame there as well. And again, look how accurate the Tribal Trades indicator is there. And if you're a long-term investor, short-term investor, medium-term investor, it works on all time frames. You literally just follow. And if I don't try and pick bottoms, because those who try and pick bottoms get smelly fingers. But if you get close enough, for me, that's good enough. And you can see this moving to the upside there. And of course, if we do lose this level, the 20 EMA on the daily, that invalidates that trade. But of course, if you're up on the trade, then set your stop loss at break even, so you don't have to take any loss on the trade. It's just a nice free swing for that trade. So that's the Facebook long trade and the Meta trade. I like this one here. I think it could move nicely to the upside. And that gap for Facebook long is sitting up at around $38. So that would be some move if that did break out. You can see some resistance there to the upside there at around 33. And you can see here, the target might be 34, but we might get stopped there. There's a huge amount of volume there, and that's at 33. And so this is why my see profit, take profit strategy, my most important target is my daily profit goal target, and that's what I look for. So once I'm in profit, I don't want to give up that profit. And because those who take profit, it's impossible to lose money. Those who take profit I've never met anybody who lost money taking profit. Okay. So, and of course, where we broke down from is all the way up here at 43. So, this is also a potential huge move. So, this could be the comeback kid stock here that I'm looking at trade at the moment. Of course, if you're looking at the Tribal Trades Discord, man, I love these stories when people join the Discord and they get their maiden win. Their first up win is always fantastic. We see it here, DOC, first trade. They took the TSLL trade, made $94. Look, $100 a day. That's almost $2,000 to $3,000 a month, whether you're just trading stocks or stocks and crypto there. Of course, we have the 1K per day challenge there, and we always encourage people to start off with a small amount per day and then grow the account from there. And of course, the Tribal Trades indicator comes with membership to the Tribal Trades Discord, and there's only a few days left. We are closing the Discord. It's open for this week. It closes on Black Friday. You get on the wait list now and you get immediate access, unless it's in the middle of the night. And um, then you might have to wait a few hours there. But during the day, if you join the Tribal Trades Discord, there's a link below in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button that will pop out, and there is a link there. You can get signed up for the Tribal Trades Discord. So not only will the Discord close on Black Friday, but the price will increase to $79 per month and then eventually $99 per month next year. It's currently $49 per month. So this is your last chance to get the never to be repeated again new sign up price of $49 a month. This is a VIP gold all access grandfathered in rate, gives you access to all channels, the Tribal Trades indicator. I think that's worth $49 a month on its own personally. We have a new indicator coming before Christmas and some more indicators coming next year. That's all inclusive there, and that's a locked in grandfathered in rate until January of 2028. So it gives you over 2 years of lock-ins there on that there. Black Friday is the final day. So if you're wanting to join the Tribal Trades Discord, there's no lock-in either. So if it's not the right fit for you or you don't have time to use it, we wish you all the best. But I just know when you come into the Tribal Trades Discord, I call it the Tribal Trades family, and you see the life-changing gains and you experience the wealth transformational journey that many are undertaking within the Discord, I just know you're not going to want to leave. Well, that's all I have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.